Hello everyone, we are
Schrade
and Miriam Yasbay from the HPI School of Design Thinking in Potsdam, Germany. And we both are really looking forward to this year's GCC workshop on design thinking with all of you. And it's not only us, actually, there are two more people, lovely Claudia Nicolai and Adomdza. They co-designed the workshop with us. And they will also co-lead the workshop with us, and they'll introduce themselves during the next online session episodes. So you'll get to meet them soon. So what will you do during this year's workshop? This year's workshop is quite special because you have 2 days to really work on site in Ghana together with your project partners, and not only to develop but also to deliver first ideas and solutions to problems that you'll encounter there and that your project partners also encountered with their startups, with their organizations. How are you gonna work and how are you gonna develop these ideas?
So actually we're going to work with design thinking, and I would like to ask you a question. Who of you is actually a designer? So probably if you didn't or don't study architecture or design, you would answer, no, I'm not. And we say, or we believe, that every one of you is a designer. So anything that is designed or developed by people for people is designed. And we use design thinking as a method and mindset to tackle complex problems and to solve them with the user in mind. And that's what we're doing in the workshop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and some of you have already experienced design thinking. You have been part of the New Fellow orientation, or you have heard of it in other contexts, or have been part of other workshops outside the Melton Foundation. Those of you who haven't experienced design thinking in depth, we won't explain much more at this point in time because it's rather something that you want to experience than being told about. What we want to do, though, now is to take one aspect that is very relevant to design thinking, as well as to your work that you are going to do during these 2 days of a workshop. And this is the aspect of co-creation. So what does co-creation mean? Well, you'll work with many different kinds of people during these 2 days. You'll not work alone, and you won't only make up your mind based on assumptions that you have and ideas about problems that you have. No, you'll be in a team with senior fellows, with junior fellows, with project partners. You'll be accompanied by a coach, and you'll design with and for users. So there's many different kinds of people involved. So it's not only about you, it's about many other different parties. And then the question is, how do you want to work with them, and how can you use this power and this many perspectives to improve your solution, to come up with something that is really meaningful in the end. So in design thinking, we believe in the power of collaboration and in the power of co-creation, because we know that whenever you work on a problem, you can only look at it from your own perspective. So there's only this one perspective that you have, because you can only imagine what you know. So basically, whenever you work on a challenge, on a solution, on a product, this will be shaped by your very own experiences, background, skills and expertise. You won't be able to see it all because you just don't know about it. So it's basically, you're very narrow viewed. And what we want to do with you during this workshop, and what we also believe in with design thinking, is to open up this view, to gain different other perspectives on this one thing, to come up with completely different solutions. So a engineer, for instance, he may not or she may not have this very creative view that an artist has. And at the same time, maybe an IT person does not have the psychoanalytical view on a situation, and so on and so on. So this is the one part. And the other part is that you also have your own perspective on a problem, not only in terms of your background and expertise, but also in terms of not being able to relate back to the user's view. So you may have an assumption on what your user may need, but this is very much influenced by your own worldview. So this is why we think it makes sense for you to reflect a little bit upfront what it means to really work together, co-create with different parties during these 2 days. And we are gonna deep dive into 3 fields. And the first field that we are gonna introduce to you is the work in a team, so the co-creation with your team members. And the other 2 fields that we are going to deep dive into are the co-creation with a project partner or multiple project partners, and the co-creation and co-design with your user. And we are going to mention a couple of benefits and pitfalls for each of them, so that you are a little bit better mentally prepared for what you will encounter, and so that you have already reflected a little bit upon why do we actually do this, why may this be beneficial, and what may be tricky. So we wish you a lot of fun and inspiration through the next 3 online sessions on co-creation in teams with project partners and with your user, and looking forward to seeing you on the...
See you next session, and see you in Ghana.
Exactly. See you.